Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be looking at a new fanny pack that I recently picked up. Now, I've actually done a video on the previous fanny pack that I was using, and if you guys are interested in that, I'll go ahead and leave a link to it up on the cards right there. The purpose that I have this particular setup for is whenever I'm in my wife's car, I have a couple different things that I don't have, or I don't have a couple things that I normally have in my car that I wish I had with me. So I have it set up that way I can just quickly grab it and take it with me. And it has some of the different things that I might want at a quick glance. And I basically have it set up like this all the time. It stays inside of the safe. When I need to get it, I just go ahead and pull it out and I can take it with me and I'm good to go. So again, this has a couple things in it that I have in my car, but I don't have in her car. And it's just a lot easier to keep it in a bag than it is to keep it in somewhere in her car because it is her car. So the reason that I switched to this particular bag is because I found myself using the previous one as opposed to a sling bag, which is the original use. I started using it around my waist like a traditional fanny pack. So I found that the other one didn't have a dedicated CCW pocket or somewhere where I could put my firearm where it was away from everything else. So every time that I would open up the main compartment, there was my firearm, but also all the other things that I wanted to get to. And depending on where I was and stuff like that, I didn't want anybody seeing inside of there and seeing that I had a firearm with me or anything like that. So fast forward to this guy, I was at SHOT Show earlier this year and I went by the Eberlestock booth and they had it on display and I thought that it was going to work great for my needs. Now, the thing that I really wanted from it is one, to have a dedicated CCW pocket separate from the main compartment, but I also wanted a rather large main compartment, but I also wanted another separate compartment right on the front right here, and that is just because of the need that I get it. So again, 2 minutes into the video and I still haven't shown you guys anything about it, but the other reason that I went with this one here is because it looks very unassuming. It doesn't look overly tactical, as you guys can see. I went with the black color just because that is a standard color with a lot of fanny packs from other brands out there, so it would blend very nicely with anything else. So, you know, nobody's going to think twice about it on a black fanny pack as opposed to if I went with like multicam or something like that. Now those colors are available. They have a couple different colors available in this one, so if you do want another color, it is available, but just know that I went with the black just to kind of give it that more gray man look. Now the zippers are pretty nice. They do have these kind of rubberized zipper pulls on there, very easy to get to. They run really easily on the tracks, and I really do like that. It is nice and light, which is one of the things that I really liked about it. It's not like heavy nylon or anything like that. It's pretty lightweight, which is good because it handles everything that I put in there, but it's not so heavy, especially if you're wearing it around your waist. And then it also has a pretty thin form factor. As you guys can see, I have it pretty much loaded with everything that I want, and it's still keeping a nice thin form factor. I'd say about 2 inches on the width right here. So when you're wearing it around your waist, it's not going to stick out too much out in front of you or anything like that, or it's going to look cumbersome or make it too heavy or difficult to carry. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I have in here. In the front pocket, like I mentioned, I did want to have a dedicated front pocket. I just basically have my swag for my channel. So this is like all the stickers and business cards and stuff like that. I want that readily accessible because I do tend to kind of hand it out and stuff like that to people that I meet, and I wanted not to have to be digging into the bag itself to get those out. So that's pretty much what I have in that front pocket right there. It's a kind of thin pocket, so it's perfect. Like if you want to just drop your wallets and your keys or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe a mini first aid kit or something like that, you can go ahead and do that as well. Now the main compartment right here, my only gripe is I almost wish that it would zip a little bit further out just so this would open a little bit more. It just kind of goes from here to here. So as you guys can see right there, it has like a little triangle piece right here that doesn't allow it to go all the way out. I almost wish that I would allow it to go all the way out just so this would open a little bit better. But basically what I have in here is at the very top you have an elastic band, and that's designed that if you wanted to fit like a tourniquet or an extra magazine or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. I wear prescription glasses to see from far away, so I have those right up there, so it's easy to carry. In my other bag, I just kind of have them laying on top of there, so I always have to move them out of the way to get to the other stuff. Now the really cool thing is the inside of the bag is kind of like this OD green color, so it makes it a little bit easier to see what's inside. So the way that the bag is laid out is you have these two larger elastic pockets in the front, then you have the main compartment here, and then in the back you have a zippered kind of mesh looking pocket there. So what I have in here is I have a charger. This is Lightning to USB-C. I still have the older iPhones that use Lightning, so I use that. And that is because I also have a car charger in here. So again, this is USB-C car charger, 30 watts. So if I'm in my wife's car and I need to charge my phone up or something like that, I can go ahead and do that. Now, with charging purposes, I also have this battery bank here. This is 12,000 milliamps, but the reason that I have this particular one is because it has these two cables built into it. So it has the Lightning and USB-C built into the battery itself, so I don't have to worry about carrying the cable. If I want to, leave this in the car and walk around with the battery bank, I have the attachments to be able to charge up my devices without having to carry the actual cable with me. So I like that. Inside of here, I just have some feel-good stuff. So I have a little bottle of Tums here, and then I have a little not a first aid kit. This is more like a little tin with some headache and stomach medication as well. So you have a little divider in there, and you have a couple of pills. And again, with with family and stuff like that, especially kids, if they tend to have a tummy ache or a headache or something like that, I can go ahead and handle that. Now, besides that, I just have two more items in the front here. These are in these pockets. One is going to be this is a Wenger, so it's kind of like a Swiss Army knife Victorinox, but this is from another brand. It's called Wenger. The reason that I have this particular one is because it's actually a little bit shorter than the standard Swiss Army ones, but this one also has pliers built into it along with the full-size scissors. So I do like the fact that I have the pliers built into it, because with my other one I had a Swiss Army knife, and then I also had a Leatherman. So as you can think, that tends to get a little bit heavy, but with this one I have both of them in one. And then I just have a spare flashlight here. Now again, the items that I have in here, some of them are going to be redundant to my EDC carry. So like the knife and the flashlight, that's going to be redundant because I would normally be carrying a knife and a flashlight with me as well in my pockets on my person. But this is in case something were to happen to that one, the battery dies or something to my main one, then I have a backup here, and the same thing with the knife. So all this fits in there very, very nicely, as you guys can see. It's everything has a place, and it fits in there perfectly. Now, besides the two slash pockets in the front and then the main compartment, as I mentioned, I don't know why I put this back, so let me actually take this out so you guys can see a little bit better. It does have this kind of mesh pocket in the back, and it is zippered. Now this is really good because if you wanted to fit some thinner items in the back there, you can. So what I have is a little makeshift first aid kit, like a boo-boo kit with some band-aids and stuff like that. And then I have some of these kind of toothpick things you use to get some food out of your mouth or out of your teeth if you had to. That's nice and thin, so it fits back there very nicely, and I don't have to worry about it getting in the way. Okay, go ahead and put this stuff back in. And we'll take a look at the final pocket. And as I mentioned, I have this set up as my kind of grab and go. So I do have a firearm in here. This is the firearm that I have dedicated to this particular carry, just because, it's something small, something light, something that I can carry with me. It might be an augmented, like a secondary firearm to my primary firearm sometimes. Sometimes, depending on what I'm wearing, it might be my primary firearm. So again, this is what I've chosen to leave in here. But, it's available, you can put whatever you want in there. So, again, you do have the zipper pulls right here. With the two zipper pulls, the main compartment and the front compartment, they zip kind of like from right to left, I guess you would say. With this one here, you can actually position, because there's two zippers, position it wherever you want it. So if you wanted to position it at the very top, at the bottom, or something like that, you can go ahead and do that. Now, as you can see, the zipper zips all the way down. So this gives you the ability to actually kind of clamshell open. And what you get is nothing in the front right here. And then in the back here is a full field of loop Velcro. So it does come with its own kind of proprietary holster, but I didn't really like it. It was a little flimsy. It was a little wide. It's just a piece of elastic. It didn't really cover the trigger guard that well with the firearm that I was putting in here. So I went ahead and just put my own. This is a firearm holster for Velcro from Vanquist. So this is the one that I chose to use because it is adjustable. You can make it wider or thinner. This firearm that I have in here is a little bit thinner, so I was able to kind of cinch it down. But if I wanted to go with a larger firearm, I can go ahead and do that just by adjusting the Velcro strap there. So what I have in here is my, this is the Ruger LCP Max. It is chambered in 380, and you actually get 10 rounds of 380. The reason I have this is because it's very light, it's very easy to carry, and it's actually OD green, which is the same color as my wife's car. So since this is kind of like a dedicated bag that I would use when I'm in her car, I opted to go with this one. 380 is, you know, a lot of people tend to think that it's a useless round or it's not very powerful or anything like that. I think with 10 rounds of 380, you can pretty much do whatever it is that you need to do. But the holster fits in there very nicely. I can go ahead and move it around if I wanted to. I've chosen to put it in this particular orientation just because it puts the firearm right at arm's length when I do just expose a little bit of it. Now, the other really cool thing about this bag is in opposition with some other ones, I did have another fanny pack style bag, but when I opened up the main compartment to get into the CCW, it didn't open quite out, and I hope I'm making myself clear. It just kind of opened up a little bit, so I had to actually reach in there a lot more to get the firearm out. With this one, when it's sitting on your waist, you know, you just open it up, and then this, just with whatever you have in here, it kind of tends to pull a little bit. Not where it's going to fly down or flap down or anything like that, but just enough to be able to get in there and grab your firearm and not have to worry about it. So I think it makes for a really, really awesome carry. So let me go ahead and turn the camera around. I will put this guy on so you guys can see what it looks like on me and get a better feel for if you wanted to pick one up for yourself. Alright guys, so here it is. I went ahead and put it on this way, fanny pack style. As I mentioned, this is pretty much the way that I've been favoring carrying this particular type of bag. But, you know, if you wanted to lengthen the strap and kind of wear it across your chest, like a crossbody in the front or in the back, you're more than welcome to do that. Now, again, it's a pretty thin form factor, low profile. But again, because it's that black color, it doesn't attract a lot of attention. You know, it's not going to scream like, hey, super tactical or anything like that. It could easily pass for, you know, any other brand, Nike or Champs or Champion or anything like that. So, you know, that's why I chose the black color. But as I mentioned, it is available in a couple more different colors. I think black and blue, well, obviously black, blue, multicam, I want to say like an OD green color as well. But again, I went with the black one here. I like the fact that it's minimal branding also. It just has the Eberlestock, you know, kind of logo right there in the front, but nothing too bad. So as you can see, I can just easily look down here. I can go ahead and open up that front pocket, get to that swag if I really needed to. Same thing with the larger pocket. Just open that up, kind of bring this up and get to the different gear that I have in there. I think for the most part, what I showed you guys that I carry in there is pretty much as I would want to carry in here, because if not, it'll just get too difficult to kind of get into all the things that you have there. But obviously, more importantly, is getting to your CCW. I have the zippers kind of staged right here on the side. This is obviously an extra step that you would have to take if you're going to be concealed carrying your primary firearm this way. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, a lot of folks tend to think, oh, you know, you're not going to be as fast or anything like that. This is just a choice that you have to make. So this is the choice I make. So I just have the zipper right there. I can go ahead and open it up, reach in, and pull out my firearm, and it is ready to go. Again, it's just the way that I staged it. As I mentioned, I can unzip it all the way out, and this is going to drop a little bit, so as you can see there, and give me full access to the firearm. You know, if I were to have like another strap with a secondary magazine or something like that, you know, Velcro to the back, I would also be able to access that. So again, the beauty of it is you can go ahead and set this back pocket with, you know, depending on if you use the strap that it comes with, the holster that it comes with, or if you have your own holster, whichever way you want it, and then once you're done, it just zips right back up and you're good to go. As I mentioned, it doesn't scream overly tactical. It's nice and gray man look to it, so nobody's going to have a second thought about it and say, hey, you know what, that actually looks like a gun fanny pack or a CCW fanny pack or anything like that. It just looks like a regular fanny pack in my opinion, and I think it's a great way of carrying you know, a firearm. Some people call it off-body carrying. I tend to think that I still have it right here. It's just another type of holster that I would have this. Now, that is one last thing that I did want to touch on, is sometimes what will do is carry either an in-the-pocket holster or an inside-the-waistband holster inside the bag as well. That way, if I do decide to not carry the bag, but I still want to carry the firearm, if that is my primary CCW, I have a way of doing that. Luckily, the LCP Max is small enough that I can carry a really flat in the pocket holster. It actually comes with an in the pocket holster, so that's usually what I'll throw in there. I will not put it in the same pocket as the CCW. I just don't want anything else to get in there in the way of me retrieving that, but I'll put it in the larger pocket and just kind of, you know, carry it around, and that way I have different carry options. But again, it's very easy to get in there if you have to retrieve your firearm. This is unloaded, by the way, and then when you need to, you know, put it back, you can go ahead and do that, and you're good to go. Now, this is the Eberlestock Bando bag. They do make a Bando XL. They actually just started making that. I know these are a little bit difficult to find. They are available through the Eberlestock website, but I actually picked mine up through Amazon. So if you guys are interested, I'll leave the Amazon link below where I picked it up if you guys want to check it out there. If not, you can pick it up directly through Eberlestock. But like I mentioned, they did start carrying a larger version, the Bando Bag XL. The biggest difference is because it's larger, it'll give you the ability to carry larger firearms. So if your everyday carrier, your CCW firearm is a little bit larger than I would say something like this, what would fit in this one, then you would want to look into that. I believe this particular setup, the regular size one, could carry up to a Glock 19, but again, stock Glock 19. So if you have like higher sights or a flashlight or something like that, just keep that in mind. You know, because again, it's very compact design, very compact size. So just keep that in mind. Maybe if you want to reach out to them and ask if your particular firearm will fit into the regular one, or if you have to go to the XL, that might be a good point to do so. I wanted to go ahead and showcase this because again, I think it's a great option for a lot of folks out there. Again, it doesn't have to be your primary type of carry, but you know, it could be a secondary option. Like I said, myself, I just have this set up. It's sitting in my safe, and then when I go into my wife's car, or if I feel like I want to carry it with me for another occasion or something like that, I can just grab it and it's ready. It's already set up. Nothing in here is my primary carry. The blade, the knife, you know, the knife, the flashlight, none of that is my primary carry. This is all secondary, and I've built it that way just, you know, so I don't have to worry about it. Because before I used to have to grab certain things from my primary EDC to, you know, put in the bag and stuff like that. That takes up time. This way I can just grab it and go. So there it is, just a look at my new fanny pack, the Eberlestock Bando bag. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.